Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. And is Marcus Rashford going to leave Manchester United? That is basically the question that everybody is asking about after the interview that he gave, where he basically says that I'm looking for a new challenge. Is the challenge going to be going out of Manchester United? Is the challenge going to be play for United but in a different role, trying to do something different? It's like a two-worded interview. Like he's not basically is not said what he wants to say, and he has said it in a way as well. Like he has basically, it's like a political statement. Let's be very honest about it. He has tried to say it in a way that it gives the message, but it doesn't give the message in a same way as well. It's like it basically tells you that the statement was not from Rashford. It is by like his agent or his entourage, that they are the ones who have come up with this message. And Amorim has spoken about it, that the way he has said it, like quote unquote, that the doors are always open for Rashford. I want to work with him. I would love him. I don't know why he has given the interview. I don't approve. In a way, he has said that he doesn't approve of it, and he sort of doesn't understand it, because he has always been open for him. He has a chance. He wants to work with Rashford, and he's surprised that he has given the interview. So maybe and he has in a way, Amorim has not directly blamed Rashford as well. It's more like his agent and that Marcus Rashford's team, and Amorim has basically in a way attacked them. He has not directly attacked the player. So if you look and if you hear about Amorim's interview, if you try to decipher it, it basically means that he wants to work with Marcus Rashford. He doesn't want him to go, because he thinks that he can get the best out of Marcus Rashford. But I just think that from Marcus Rashford's side, or his agent side, or the team that Rashford has, they don't want to work with him. I just and I have said this before, when it was at Ten Hag and all of that. I said that the problem at Manchester United are not the managers. The problem at Manchester United are the players and the power that they hold. And I think under the previous ownership, players had too much of that, and you could see because I have said this consistently, because that they have had so many good managers over the years, like world class managers, your Van Gaals, your Mourinho's, and Solskjaer was there as well. Hendrick was there. There have been so many managers. You cannot tell me that all these managers were wrong, and all the players that have been. Marcus Rashford has been there for almost now 8-9 years. There have been other players as well. So the problem at Manchester United lies with the players. I was watching Mark Godwich, and he said this very interesting thing, and I sort of agree with him, that you players come in at Manchester United, they have a couple of 2-3 2-3 months where they are amazing, and then they start to start performing worse. Instead of getting better and improving the team better, they become worse. And it has continued with the signings of this summer as well. Mazurai started the season really good the first 3 or 4 months, and now for a month or so, his performance have started dipping. It happens to almost every new United signing, that they start the season very good, but then they start to drop. And I think it's the politics behind the players that are in the club, that they don't want others to they look at the previous players and the older players that they are at the club, and they realize that it is basically the same. Like I remember Alexis Sanchez saying that after the first training session, he wanted to leave Manchester United, because he could see what the statement what the state the club was in. Cristiano Ronaldo said the same thing in his interview with Piers Morgan, and everybody went at him. But now it is everything is coming out basically. And I think this Rashford situation is basically the tip of iceberg. I think there are other problems at Manchester United. But for me, I think I've said this before. When Amorim came in and when Ten Hag was sacked, I said it in that video. I said that players like Rashford need to leave the club, even if Amorim wants to work him. I mean, the best example is when Amorim came in, he basically called out Garnacho and Rashford, that he kept them out of the team. He wants to work with them. He wants them to show that they deserve to be in the team. And you could just see the difference. Now Garnacho is starting. He has played like the last couple of games, and he's performing as well. And on the contrast, you see Rashford, he's not playing. Like he's not given the manager the trust, or he's not given the manager the performances in the training, to put him in the team. Instead, he has gone back to his PR team. That's what Rashford has been doing for over the years. I don't want to call it call out this in the English tax, but he has used that for his medical performance a lot. He was great, not this season, not last season, a season before. He was amazing that season. I think in the last 8 or 9 years, United, Rashford has had like 2 or 3 good seasons. Apart from that, he's been just there. He has not lived up to his potential, and the politics that he's trying to play, it has affected other managers. People always call about the leaks and all that sort of stuff. I personally think Rashford is one of those guys who leaks the news to the journalist. He maybe leaks the team news as well. Everybody thought it was Garnacho, because it is very easy to blame other players. But I always say that Garnacho, and I will put Harry Maguire in. He has been really good, but I think Harry Maguire is part of that group. I think there are other players as well, the older players who think that they are, they are better than majority of the club, and they are better than the club. I think there's a group of 5-6 players. They've slowly go, left the club. I still think Maguire is one of those, and I think Rashford, I personally think, is the leader of that group. And I think it would be really great for Manchester United if Rashford eventually leaves the club, because it has not worked out for him, and I think. And unfortunately, he has this thinking in his head that he's something special, and I think that is going to be his downfall, because you are not something special. Players are going to come and players are going to go, and the club is going to remain there. The fans are going to remain there, because he's not done anything special to warranty that ego. That it's not like he has won Manchester United the leagues, or he has won Manchester United the Champions League or something like that. He's not done anything for England also. So I just don't really understand from where this egoistic thinking comes for Rashford, that he's something special, that the club cannot run without him. I think that is a very stupid thinking that he has in his mind. And as I said, I think Rashford needs to go for if United want to move forward, because if you have given, and I think the good thing for Amorim is that the new owners, I think they have given him the full power, and I think that is why Rashford is acting out or lashing out, because you have not seen him come out so publicly and act like a villain in a way. Like if you are a United fan, right, and you're looking at this scenario, and you're seeing on one side is the manager, he's consistently said that I want Rashford back in the team, I want to work with him and all that, and then you have Rashford on the other side who's saying that I want new challenges, I'm not, basically it has not worked out for him. You are going to side with the manager because you want the club to do better, and Amorim is the new guy. Rashford has been there for so long. There were already claims in the summer that there were fans that wanted to get rid of Rashford. So he's not doing any favor to himself. Let's be very honest here. So if as a United fan you would want to side with Amorim, and you would want that all the toxicity that is at the club at the moment, you want to get rid of. And Rashford being here doing these interviews, other players see that, and it affects them. Even though the players might not show it, there is going to be for sure there are going to be players at the club who are going to feel disgruntled about, who don't want to see this happening between a player and the manager. There are players who are going to be friends with Rashford as well, so that can have an effect on those players as well. So for the good of the club, it's the best option that Rashford leaves. And let's be honest, I don't see him getting back into the starting 11 if he doesn't change. If he doesn't change his thinking, if he doesn't train the way Amorim wants him to train, and he doesn't give the performances that he wants, he's not gonna start. And the Ten Hag, he was starting every single game, and he was not doing things. I've been crying throughout this season. I was crying that why is he starting Rashford every single game when you had a player like Ahmad, who has come in and who has performed every single time when Ahmad has played, and Rashford used to play in place of him, and he did not do anything. He was utter garbage throughout this season. And now, because Amorim has come in and he has seen and he has told him that basically you need to perform if you want to play in this team, and he just feels entitled, in my opinion, Marcus Rashford. And now that entitlement is taken away from him, he just cannot understand how to cope with it. And I think that is why his team and everybody, they have tried to try to get everything in the public, and they're sort of trying to paint Amorim as a bad guy. But in my opinion, this is a bad move, because Amorim has just come in. He has the stock from Sporting, what he has done, and the fans are of course gonna give him the chance. This is the difference. If they had done the same thing against Ten Hag, of course it would have worked, because Ten Hag was already so unpopular with a lot of Man United fans. And I said that time as well that Ten Hag is not the problem, it's the players that are the problem. and now you can clearly see, like, one by one you're gonna see these players leave. I think that is a healthy thing. I often say this is a perfect example for when Arteta came in and he had to get rid of majority of the players. I said that after the game against Bournemouth in my review of when United lost it. I said that it is going to take time for Emery, but the main thing, before you start playing good football, before you start winning the games, it is going to be, getting rid of these players out of the club. And the way that Arteta got rid of Aubameyang, he got rid of Ozil, he got rid of Guendouzi, he got rid of Lacazette, like all of them one by one, he got rid of them. Then he built his squad, the players that he wants, the players that basically respect him and all that. And I think Emery needs to do that same. And I think players like Rashford have to leave if United are to, go ahead and be as successful like they want to be. And in my opinion, he's gonna go. I think this is going to be his last month. I don't see him coming back into the United setup. I think January he's gonna go, and that is going to be another question where he goes. But for me, like, he has to go. And yeah, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about the entire situation. Are you on Rashford's side? Or do you think he is, he's acting like a prick? Let's be all honest here. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.